This, friends, is something called Terengganu cherry. And although it looks like a cherry, it is not related to cherries whatsoever. This is an Indonesian fruit, and the species on it, which I'm gonna have to read, is Lepisanthes alata. I found this at a market here in Costa Rica, but it's not from Costa Rica, but some people grow it. The guy at the market didn't know the common name of it. He called it Lepisanthes alata. And then later I saw the tree of this over at the collection owned by Don Carlos. He had this, also didn't know the common name of it. So this is being passed around a little bit here in Costa Rica just as Lepisanthes alata. But after doing some digging, the most common name I could find, Terengganu cherry. So if it's not related to cherries, what is it related to? It's actually related to lychees, longans, rambutans, aki, ginip, those things. That is the soapberry family. It's a very interesting family of fruits, a lot of variation between them, and there's even one that looks kind of like a little cherry. And although it looks like a cherry at a glance, when you get a closer look to it, get one of these off. The stem on this is kind of tough, actually. It's kind of hard to get them off. So, looks like a cherry, looks like a cherry, looks like a cherry, but then you start to see there's something up with it. It's got 3 seeds in it, so it creates this kind of like little triangle sort of look to it. It's got a little dimple at the bottom, little stem at the top. But yeah, it's not exactly cherry looking when you get up close to it. It's a little tough. I'm not sure if the skin is edible or not. Yeah, there we go. That is definitely not a cherry. When you open it up on the inside, you can see it's quite different. It's got these little, it's not a lot of flesh in there. It's just like a little bit of pulp surrounding the seeds. And a little bit more pulp on the inside, but you can see there's not really like a ton to it. Unless you can eat the skin. If you eat the skin, then there's more to it. But generally, with the soapberry family, you don't eat the skin. At least, I don't think I've ever had one that you do. So, I'm guessing you don't, but we'll find out. We'll find out together. So let's first just try one of the seeds. I'm just gonna suck the pulp off of it. That is not the flavor I was expecting. I thought this was going to be sour. I mean, looking at it from the outside, I just kind of expected it to be like a tart fruit. It's not. There's like no tartness to it. Maybe like a 1 out of 10 at best. But it is quite sweet. The sweetness on that is like an 8. It's like pretty high up there. I know this flavor. This is a flavor that I like. And it kind of brings me back to my youth. This tastes like the flavor red. And yeah, maybe that's not like an international thing, but in the United States, red is a flavor. Faygo red pop, red licorice, some candies taste like that. I've never really had like a natural product that tasted like the flavor red that we have in the US, but apparently it does exist in nature, and it exists in that. So whatever that chemical compound is, I guess is probably in this. It's not bad. Actually, I like this better than red licorice because this tastes fresh. It doesn't taste like artificial flavoring. It tastes like a natural version of red. So that was the flesh around the seeds, but the flesh that's adhered to the skin looks different. It's a little bit more of like a beige color. It looks a little bit more substantial. So maybe that tastes different. Maybe that tastes like chocolate Faygo pop. More of the same, but maybe a little bit like a really mild peach. Don Carlos, who showed me the tree of this, said that it tastes like papaya. It's got a bit of that too. So yeah, papaya, peach, red. That's those are flavors that come from this. But let's see about that skin. I'm curious about it. I kind of don't think it's going to be edible. Maybe it's not edible, but does it taste good? I'm not going to swallow it just in case it's something that I shouldn't be eating, like there's like something toxic in there. The skin on the outside tastes a little bit like the flesh on the inside, but milder and maybe a little bit woody. So yeah, that's a really interesting one. Although it's kind of unassuming, it looks like it's just going to be like a cherry or something. The family that this is a part of is a very interesting family. Soap berries are really interesting. A lot of cool ones out there. There's soap berries in it, like actual ones that you can make soap out of. It's wild stuff in that family. And there's also one that is flavored kind of like red pop. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. I would like to give a big shout out to Loftyrex and Smarter Every Day. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Patreon.com is basically how I can afford to go on all the adventures I do on this channel. So if you enjoy my series and you want to help support me, check out the link in the description below. If you don't want to go on Patreon, I also have t-shirts for sale like this one here, the Durian Anatomy shirt. That is available on my website, which I also put in the description below. Thanks so much, everybody. See you next time.